Several people have asked about how we keep doing these surveys that we send out and how we get these spreadsheets. So I wanted to show you very quickly some of the basic features of Google Forms. So as always, I'm in my Drive when I create something. With Forms, I want to be very careful to create them in the correct folder. I know I say this over and over again, but Forms will produce a spreadsheet, and I like my form and my spreadsheet side by side. So I make sure I'm in the folder that I want to be in. I come over here to New, and when I look down, I don't see Forms as an option. So I click More, and there's Google Forms. So I'm going to open a new form, and I'm creating this in a shared folder, which I like that this warning has come up because it tells me that anybody I've shared this folder with has permission to see this, and because it's an editable folder, they can edit it. All right, and so here's a form. A couple of quick things. When you title your form, unlike other things where that automatically creates the title up here, you have to actually click for your title to go up here. So down here you can write a quick description of what you're doing. This is practice, right? You'll see that lots of them look different. I like to go in and find a cool background just because, well, it's fun. So we're going to have cool jelly beans today. It kind of changes all the colors on it if my internet were working faster. All right, and so here's your questions. So over here, you have your basic functions of forms. And so you have your options here. And when you click on the question, you suddenly get to decide, what do you use forms for? Question mark. And it can be multiple choice, check boxes, any of these things. You can do a short answer. You can do drop down options. You have lots of different things you can mess with here. One of the things that I really like is I can set up a question to be a calendar question. So if I was trying to get feedback from people on when they wanted to do something or when they wanted to check out a Chromebook card or something like that, I could always have the date option, and that gives me a spreadsheet with all the information. A couple of things, I'm not going to actually write a question, but this is where you would do that. And then you would come over here and add another question. If you want to add sections, you can do that. You can insert an image here. You would go onto your computer, so say there's something you want people to look at and give you feedback on. All sorts of different things you can do with forms. But this is the neat part to me. So I was in questions. This is where I write my form. I come over here to responses. I'm going to create a new spreadsheet from this form. So when people give me responses, all of a sudden I'm going to see when they did it, what their answers were, and I have all of the data in this spreadsheet. And if you look back in the folder I created it in, here's my form, here's my spreadsheet, side by side. Now, a few things that I do in forms automatically. I go up here, and again, let me show you where I was because I sometimes forget to mention this. I'm going to the gear, which is my tool. I'm going to collect email addresses because I want to see who submitted the form. I can always ask, but I like to just go ahead and collect the email address. I might also then have them put in their name as one of my first questions because some people's email addresses don't always match up to their name. If I want them to hear something, like when they're finished, I can always do response receipts here, so I can tell them something when they're done. I can either keep it here in Charleston County, I can limit, but I do not have to keep it here in Charleston County. And this is a new thing for us here in the district. So this is nice that I can collect forms. Say I want to get my parents to fill something out. They might not have CCSD email addresses, so that is a neat feature. Different things you can do here, but I really wanted to show y'all the collect email addresses because this is going to change my spreadsheet, because now my responses have email address. Now, I would want that to be over here, so I would obviously take it and drag it and do all that. But I just wanted you to see that forms are a very easy way to collect data from a group of people. And as with everything else in Google, there are different ways to share them. You can send them out in an email. You can create a link, which is my favorite way to do it. Tons of different ways, but I wanted you to see very quickly the basics of forms. Thank you.